What is up, though, Lions fans? It's your boy Chef, and we are back. You already know what time it is. It is time for the YAK Pod, episode number 37. Now, we're going to talk about this Kevin Zeitler signing because it has been made official, and we're going to talk about some of the things these implications have for the draft and others. Now, before we go ahead and get started, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and subscribe. Hit that little button down there, turn on your notifications, smash the like button, and share. It helps me get the algorithm on my side, and if you are enjoying this content, you want the algorithm on my side. Now, before we get into this, I just want to let you guys know, if you didn't know already, this morning I appeared on the Wake Up Woodward sports show with your man Kool-Aid, Detroit Kool-Aid, Matt Broder, Flannel Sam, KG, JB, the whole Woodward sports crew. Shout out to them for allowing me to come on and just talk Lions, man. I just went on there and talked Lions, gave them my opinions, told them what I felt about these moves. And you guys that have been listening, you already know what I feel about the DJ Reader signing, about Carlton Davis, about Amik Robinson, and now we're talking about Kevin Zeitler. So if you missed that, you didn't get a chance to see it, I will run it at the end of this show. So stick around for that. At the end of the episode, I will run the Wake Up Woodward clip. All right, now let's go ahead and get to it. The Kevin Zeitler signing has been made official. He flew into Detroit last night, took his physical, everything was good, and today he signed on the dotted line. Now, we have to look back at Jonah Jackson. If you look at some of the issues that I talked about with Jonah Jackson, it was really one major issue: health, availability. Kevin Zeitler talked today to Matt Broder, shout out, Woodward Sports, and NFL Detroit Lions credential beat reporter. He told him today that the best ability is availability, and everyone prides himself on being available, and no one cares why you are missing games. If you are missing games, the game will pass you by, and you will not be getting opportunities anymore. And this is the same situation that we were talking about with Jonah Jackson. Aside from the fact that Kevin Zeitler is a better pass blocker, if you're going off the PFF stats, Kevin Zeitler is about 20 percentage points better at pass blocking than Jonah Jackson. Kevin Zeitler only allowed 2 sacks this season, which is probably why he went to the Pro Bowl. And you've got Penei Sewell over there only giving up 1 sack, etc., etc. Graham Glasgow, 1 sack, things of this nature. So if passing the ball is what you are after, which the Detroit Lions will sometimes be, like all NFL teams, Kevin Zeitler is a much, much better option than Jonah Jackson. Now, when you put on Kevin Zeitler's film, I have seen him a number of times getting up to the second level. So he's blocking his guy on the offensive line, then he's jumping up and coming into contact. Not even just coming into contact, he's brutalizing a linebacker or a safety coming up in run support. So we've got that. Jonah Jackson was good at doing that, but also Jonah Jackson missed 10 games over the last 2 seasons, including the NFC Championship game in Santa Clara. Kevin Zeitler, on the other hand, has missed 5 games over the last 9 years. So health alone is a huge upgrade for Kevin Zeitler. And then we want to talk about the price, that contract. Jonah Jackson went to the LA Rams and got 3 years, $17 million per year. That was an overpay because Graham Glasgow and Kevin Zeitler combined are going to cost you $12 million a year. So not only did we upgrade from Jonah Jackson, we got far, far, far away from his contract demands and what he was looking for. It's funny because it used to be the other way around. You used to have to overpay players to come and play in Detroit. Now, players are taking prove-it deals. They're taking one-year deals. They're taking pay cuts to come and play for Detroit because They believe in what's going on here in Detroit. They believe in Brad Holmes. They believe in Dan Campbell, and they believe in the grit culture. They believe that they can win a Super Bowl here, and they will sacrifice a little bit of cash to come on over here and get a ring. And let's hope that we can reward them, or they can reward themselves by winning the Super Bowl. Everything speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. The moves that Brad Holmes has been making, as I've been saying, shout out to my guy, Cy Gray, down Holmes cooking. I mean, his offseason, his free agency period has been a home run. He has knocked this thing out of the park. He has shored up so many holes. He has upgraded in positions that needed to be upgraded in. He has gotten depth in positions that needed to be gotten depth in. He's done everything that he has needed to do. And now the draft is his playground. The draft is always his playground. But you know, he is just going to cook. That's pretty much what he does all the time. All the time. Pull up his draft picks. Everyone has contributed except for Levi Onwuzurike and Broderick Martin. Levi Onwuzurike was a masterclass, I guess, as to why you shouldn't deal with injured players, because he had a back injury when he came in. Broderick Martin himself, he was a project. We knew he was a project. The jury is still out on him. But as we've said before, DJ Reader is going to be a huge help with that. He said he's going to get his hands on Broderick Martin, shape him, mold him, and teach him how to be a better defensive tackle. And what more can you ask for if you are Broderick Martin, to learn from someone who also learned from Vince Wilfork? If you don't know football and you don't know Vince Wilfork, just Google the name. Vince Wilfork mentored DJ Reader for a year in Houston when he came in. That was his mentor. He's a dog. DJ Reader is a dog. So hopefully he can turn Broderick Martin into a dog. I mentioned yesterday about the two young offensive guards that we have, Kobe Sorsdale and Kelty Oyuwasika, ayahuasca. I mean, that's a name that's difficult to say. But anyway, they will be able to soak up, be sponges, and get information from a guy like Kevin Zeitler. Kevin Zeitler is somebody that you want mentoring your young guards. And oh, by the way, they could still get somebody in the draft like a Cooper Beebe or Cooper Bebe. I don't know exactly how to pronounce his name. I've heard it both ways. I've heard Beebe. I've heard Bebe. It looks like Beebe, but it could be like Bebe. It could be, hey, Bebe. You know, whatever it is, that's someone that can be drafted in the third round. Obviously, we don't know what Brad Holmes' draft strategy will be. I've already told you guys that I really want Xavier Legette. I don't want to pass up on DK Metcalf twice. I just don't want to do that. You know, DK Metcalf is a beast. He's a big, huge human being, and he runs really fast. Same thing as Xavier Legette. Similar builds. You know, I think DJ Metcalf is probably more chiseled because DK Metcalf is just a physical specimen. One like you don't see very often. So for those reasons, and with the flexibility and the cap space that we still have, the sky is the limit for these Detroit Lions. But I just wanted to go ahead and give you an update on those things. The Kevin Zeitler signing. What do you guys think that we still need in free agency? I don't believe that Brad Holmes is done. I think he gets another depth piece in here, especially on the defensive line, especially at the edge position, because we've got Marcus Davenport. And as I've said over and over, Marcus Davenport, with the exception of last season, obviously last season was an outlier as far as health. Him not playing the majority of the season. He only played 4 games last season. But in the seasons prior to that, he never played exactly a full season. He always missed 1, 2. Well, 1 is not a good. He's always missed 2 at least. All right. He's missed 2 at least. He's missed 4 on multiple occasions, and he's missed 7 or 6. He's missed 6. So he's missed a lot of games. What is his health status? Hopefully he's able to be reborn in Detroit. Who knows? But I believe that Brad Holmes will still look to add a piece there, depth, and in the draft. Hopefully he gets someone impactful. I'm not a big Chop Robinson fan. A lot of people are, but I mean, if you've got a guy like DJ Reader next to a guy like Aleem McNeil, and then you've got a Hutch on the other side, I mean, the production opportunities are going to be there. There's going to be a lot of one-on-one opportunities. He's not going to be seeing double teams and things of this nature, because when you double team guys on that defensive line, you are just freeing up someone, and everyone now who's listed in that rotation can beat 101s, and that's not something that we had last year. That's why we had difficulty with the pass rush, because people other than Hutch and Aleem were not beating their one-on-one opportunities. They weren't winning them. So again, what do you guys think that we should do in free agency? Let me know in the comments below. Who would you like to see be brought in here? And do you think it'll happen? What's the likelihood that you think it'll happen? Again, let me know in the comments below. As always, I'm going to ask you to subscribe. I'm going to ask you to share with your friends. Be the type of friend that shares with others. You got to tell people what's going on in this kitchen. How are we cooking up? We're cooking up that master class, and we are talking about that down homes cooking that's currently going on right now. I mean, Brad Holmes, what? Right now. That's what, as chef's kiss, right now. That's what Brad Holmes is doing all over this free agency period, all over this offseason. So, again, stick around. I will play the clip of me on Wake Up Woodward this morning. I hope you guys enjoy. And, as always, holla at your boy. Until next time, peace.
Let's go.
All right, good. What up, though, man?
What up, though?
What up, though? Listen, Kool-Aid, I got a special introduction that I need you to help me with. It's only right. It's only right. I'm going to start off the first part of it, and you take over the second part of it. Are you ready?
Let's go.
All right. Got to grab my microphone. Finally, the chef has come back to Woodward.
If you smell what the chef is cooking, let's go.
That's right, baby. That's right. Nailed it.
Chef, that's awesome.
Nailed it.
What do you have cooking up? It's 12 a.m. It's the middle of the night.
Hey, man.
You got the munchies. What are you cooking up in that kitchen of yours?
Man, everything, man. Just Lions talk. You already know what it is. You already know what it's about. That's all I do. I talk Lions. And I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things that have been going on with these free agency signings.
Please.
Man, Brad Holmes is cooking just like me.
He is. Was there something about the DJ Reader signing? I think you heard there was even some haters out there not fully on board with this. Is that where you want to start?
Right there. I mean, if I go back, I've been doing this for a couple of years now. I started on TikTok, and I just looked at some of my takes. They were very critical of the Lions, and not because I'm an SOL fan. They were critical of the Lions because the Lions were bad. All right. Jared Goff came in the first year. He wasn't great. Jared Goff has made leaps and bounds, and he is my quarterback, and I have no problems saying that. There were a lot of things that were going on. We had dead cap money. We had the Jamie Collins situation. We had the Trey Flowers situation. So now our expectations should be higher for what's happening, and it's not negative. That's what we shouldn't be so negative, man. We look at all of these signings. Just because it's not the big popular name doesn't mean that it's not a great signing, and it doesn't mean that it doesn't fit for what this team needs. This team needs a certain type of player. There's a certain type of culture being built. Do y'all guys know that DJ Reader was a Lions fan last season during the playoff run? He had a series of tweets that were very complimentary to the Lions, but he wasn't really thinking like this could be a reality. But his agent started talking to him about it, and he understood it was a reality. So now we were all worried about DJ Reader coming in and not being allowed to leave Detroit before he signed a contract. But it turns out that he didn't even want to leave Detroit without signing a contract. That's number one. Now, the hate comes where we nitpick the signing. Well, he doesn't have sack numbers. Well, that's not his job. DJ Rader is not here to rush the passer, but he is here to stop the run and also to make the pass rush easier for people like Aiden Hutchinson. There are no more double teams and triple teams from Aiden Hutchinson getting hit by the tackle, then getting hit by a pulling guard, then getting hit by a running back just shipping him going out in the pass protection. We're not getting those things anymore with DJ Reader there. Why is that? DJ Reader is a very, very intelligent football player. DJ Reader can read blocks. Let me say that again. DJ Reader can read blocks. He understands blocking schemes. So he can look at a guard that's head up on him, and whatever step the guard takes, he understands what play is happening and what they're trying to do to him. He can react to blocks and he can defeat blocks. If you want to know about this, you can go check out All 22. That guy has great breakdowns of these players that the Detroit Lions are signing. So those are the types of things that we need in Detroit. We need coaches on the field, and that's what Brad Holmes is signing. We talk about the Broderick Martin signing or the Broderick Martin pick. People are out on that. We don't know what he is yet, but a guy like DJ Reader has said he wants to get his hands on him and mold him and shape him, and he wants to teach him. And these are the types of things that we're getting in. We're getting leadership, we're getting culture fits, and we're getting damn good players. DJ Reader is at the top of the game as far as DTs and run stopping and DT intelligence.
Chef, I love that. I love what you're cooking up there and how you explain the benefit of DJ Reader, how he helps impact other players on the field, also Broderick Martin. We just got done with a conversation about wide receivers, and you were talking about DJ Reader getting his hands on Broderick Martin, but we need, whether it's a starter or a depth piece, another receiver to get their hands on some balls. There's been rumors. I know it was coming out and then it.
Pause.
Shoot. Well, welcome to the show, Chef. Michael Thomas Jr. You're not a fan, are you? Michael Thomas Jr., that's a wide receiver who's been rumored for $10 million contract, possibly. How are you feeling about Michael Thomas?
I'm not a Michael Thomas fan. Maybe 4 years ago, I was a Michael Thomas fan. But after he got that big contract, he caught that Ben Simmons disease where he don't do nothing but sit on the bench and wear Balenciaga and, and Fendi and Gucci and Prada. He's not here to play football. I mean, he's missed 75% of the last 3 seasons. How do you do that? And how would you be willing to pay a man who has missed 75% of the last 3 seasons $10 million?
That's a good call. And you know what, Chef? What up, though, man? It's awesome
Bag of better
have you on the show. You always support. You're always in the chat. You're always, the content is always fire. And what you have to say, man, I'm always tapped in as well. Thank you for supporting us, and we'll continue to support you. We're going to support more of our chat family as well. But I got a question for you, man. Stephen Gilmore, man. Chef, do your ingredients involve a veteran quarterback signed via free agency, or are you picking a fresh cornerback in the draft?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Stephon Gilmore is another one of those coaches on the field. I mean, if you watch his breakdown where he did with Brian Baldinger when he was talking about his Defensive Player of the Year season, I mean, that man's film preparation is on another level. He is a person that doesn't even need a coach. He can tell you exactly what he did, why he did it, where he did it, the reason why it was right, why it was wrong. Route concepts. He understands all the route concepts. He understands from the alignment of the receiver what routes that he might be able to run. He also knows the tendencies of the team. Like we talked about the Dallas Cowboys. He said if the Dallas Cowboys start running routes in the beginning of the game, they're going to repeat those same routes. So he's able to sit on it. That's how he got that pick on Amari Cooper. And it's funny because then he goes and he plays for the Cowboys. But I mean, Stephon Gilmore is someone that I would love in free agency. You never can have too many corners. And I mean, if you're talking about dog Carlton Davis, you're talking about dog Amik Robertson, and you're talking about dog Stephon Gilmore. I mean, that's three dogs right there. So if you decide to go with a later round rookie, a third or fourth round rookie, what better teachers does he have to come into a secondary that has all those pieces in it? I would love to get Stephon Gilmore in here into the building so that now we're set not only for this year coming and maybe even next year, but also for the future.
Hey, Chef, how are you feeling about the Kevin Zeitler signing? Is this offensive line actually going to be better this season than it was last year?
Yes, Sam, I do believe it is going to be better because Kevin Zeitler, as we talked about, the pass pro is great. Any lineman that is on the Baltimore Ravens, you know he can run block. You know he can run block because that's what they do. Next year they're going to have Derrick Henry, that's not fair, but they've lost some other pieces. But coming from Baltimore, I'm going to endorse any lineman that came from there. So yes, Kevin Zeitler, he's going to help with Jared Goff having time to throw the football. Jared Goff's not going to have to be backpedaling and having those little pinky fumbles and things like that he had. That's my one negative shot at Jared Goff that I'll take. But he's going to be able to have time. He's going to be able to hit his wide open wide receivers. J-Mo, man, listen, we're not going to come to blows this time. I'm going to be nice. But J-Mo, as Dan Campbell has said, he's going to be competing to be the number 2 wide receiver. I saw someone in the chat say that he was currently in Florida training with Teddy Bridgewater. He needs to get to California and lock himself in Jared Goff's house. Him and the electrician Jahmyr Gibbs need to do the same thing so that they can all be on the same page. The thing with Jahmyr Gibbs last year wasn't that he had issues with catching the football. It was just an issue with timing between him and Jared Goff. But once they get those things ironed out, I mean, if we talk about the draft, we're talking about Xavier Legette. Xavier Legette, I just want him to be drafted so that he can speak to the Detroit media after every game. Because, he's like, yeah, man, they came and hollered at me and they told me that they wanted to see me come on out there and that, I just want to see where I land. I want to see that out of my receiver every Sunday talking to the Detroit media. So, I mean, imagine having a 4-wide set of Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs in the slot, J-Mo and Xavier Legette. Who's stopping that? Who is stopping that? And Kevin Zeitler will give all of those guys opportunities to get open, to get into their routes, and Jared Goff will be able to hit somebody.
Chef, I couldn't agree with you more. I love how you broke that down.
Yeah.
Man, we're right up on a break, but I want to thank you so much for joining us all the way from Australia, from Melbourne, Australia, to bring it down. You got any final words for
anytime, baby.
Your co-chat members, your friends here in the chat? What do you have to say?
Man, come on, holla at me. Come on to the kitchen. You already know what it is. Chef Talks Lions. My lawyer told me I should change the name from Chef Talks NFL to Chef Talk Lions. So I changed it, and it is what it is. Come visit me. Come subscribe. Come spend some time with me.
Some awesome Chef.
Segment.
Thank you so much for joining. Chat, if you could throw some emojis, hit the like button for Chef. We would really appreciate it.